This is the plaintiff Eric Welch, a boundary-obsessed engineer who labels his shampoo bottles. He accuses his former roommate of intentional emotional torture and workplace defamation that cost him a promotion. This is the defendant, Helen Franklin. She says Eric is the controlling one who broke their deal, left her with the full rent, and is now playing the victim card for cash. Permanent judges, Anoush Hakimi and Peter Shahriari, are joined by civilian guest judge, Mira Kim, the no-nonsense South Central LA Korean liquor store owner who slices through passive-aggressive techie nonsense like it's yesterday's sushi.
You may be seated.
Morning, folks. Before we get started, I just wanted to commend you on your choice to litigate this case in the court of maximum justice, where something small and insignificant like monetary damages is the least of your problems. Welcome. Now, I have read the complaint and the answer. Mr. Welch, you and Ms. Franklin here were colleagues and roommates for some time, correct?
Yes.
Everything was going swimmingly until one night, you and Ms. Franklin and some other work colleagues went out for drinks. Politics was discussed. Very smart move, by the way. And after that, things fell apart. You claim that she started to retaliate against you at home, and she started to say disparaging things about you at work. She made it so unlivable at your home that you ended up leaving early, terminating your lease, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Franklin is countersuing you for unpaid rent. She claims that all of this stuff is nonsense and that you left for no reason. Mr. Welch, let's start with you. Tell us what happened. Tell us about your relationship with Ms. Franklin, how it started, and how you two ended up living together.
Thank you, Your Honor. My name is Eric, and I'm a software engineer at the tech company. So I met Helen due to the startup project, and after several months of successful work, we decided to move in together in Santa Monica, and everything was well.
It wasn't a romantic relationship, isn't that?
No,
is that
it
right?
wasn't.
Okay.
It was solely to split the rent.
Okay, keep going.
And everything was fine, and we got along very well until one night when we went out together with our coworkers at the bar. After a few shots of Jaeger, I made a minor statement about democracy in this country, about tech billionaires changing the society. She felt insulted by my statement, and after that, things kind of went down the drain at work, at home.
Tell me specifically what happened at home.
So she distanced so much. We used to be really good friends, but she stopped talking to me. That's first. Then I went on a business trip, and food was left at the refrigerator, and I called her and asked to remove some of the stuff. Instead, she threw everything. And also, at work, things got really bad. I was supposed to get promoted, but now no one talking to me anymore, and I'm not invited to the team meetings. I'm not invited to team buildings or any activities outside of work.
I'm having a hard time connecting your work promotion with the fight that you had out at a bar. How does that work?
I have the evidence for that she was bitching behind my back.
What's the evidence that you have?
Let me show you. So I took a screenshot of the Instagram post and also a team chat, a screenshot.
Okay.
If you would like
Madam
to see
Bailiff.
that. That's the conversation with the colleague.
This is a team chat. Looks like on a Slack channel. Ms. Franklin says, "You won't believe what came out last night about Eric." Helen replies, "He's totally cray, like tinfoil hat crazy." James says, "I could see that." And then Dan says, "That's a shame, I liked him." Ms. Franklin, is this accurate?
Yes, it is.
You made these comments?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm looking at Instagram that says, open refrigerator, and it says, finally free from passive-aggressive tyranny. The fridge has never been cleaner. Ms. Franklin, did you make that post as well?
I did.
Okay. Ms. Franklin, I want to talk about the incident that caused your relationship to fall apart. The night that you had an argument, did you feel anything after that?
I will admit I did start to shut him out a little bit.
So his assessment of the situation is correct, that you didn't want to have anything to do with him after that night.
That is not entirely true. I just felt like his comment was disrespectful, and slowly I started noticing more things about him, and that his comments were not coming from true kindness but passive aggression. And that's just not the kind of energy I want in my life and not the kind of person I want to live with.
Ms. Franklin, did you throw out other food of the plaintiffs?
Yes, because I don't know if it's safe.
Okay, well, you're not consuming it, correct?
I am not, but my food is within the same vicinity, mold spreads. So these things that I'm changing in our household, I kept them separate and untouched because I respected him. But
So you made these statements about him to your colleagues, that he's crazy and tinfoil hat crazy because you respect him?
I don't think he should have brought politics into the workplace.
Well, I think that's a wise move, but this was arguably not the workplace, correct?
Yes, but it was in a workplace environment where it's surrounded by other people that are constantly affected within the tech industry. So if you're making a comment about tech billionaires saving democracy.
Ms. Franklin, I think we're getting down to the bottom of the issue. What we're trying to assess here is not the merits of his argument, it's how you acted afterwards. What did you think the impact would be on his career when you called him crazy in a group chat? Did you think it would be a positive impact?
I did not think it would be a positive impact, but I think the people in the workplace needed to know that the craziness was associated with his radical ideas and conspiracy theorist feelings.
What craziness? Outside of some incident in a bar, did he act in a crazy manner?
No, but he thinks the rich should get richer.
Okay, he's entitled to his opinion. You may not agree with it, but it's an opinion, it's a free country. People have a right to free speech. I just want to understand what you thought the impact of your statements would be on his career.
We were both up for that promotion. Me talking to my coworkers about things that he has said and has done is not me ruining his career.
You don't think it somehow would get to the boss if you talk to your colleagues about it?
That's not my responsibility.
Well, if you're spreading disinformation, it is. What impact do you believe this statement had on your career?
It turned out she's got a promotion.
She got the promotion and you didn't.
And I didn't.
And this was after she made that statement?
Absolutely.
Okay. I don't have any further questions. Judge Peter?
May I speak?
No. The subject of politics, who was the first one who raised that subject? Was it you or the plaintiff?
The plaintiff.
The plaintiff. After this evening of Jägermeister drinking and these heated political exchanges, did you change your behaviors inside your living situation with the plaintiff?
Yes, but not by much.
Not by much. What did you change, if you can recall?
Yes. I changed the Netflix password to my Netflix account that he was a part of.
Why did you do that after that discussion, though? Why didn't you do that before?
His personal watching feed.
Offended you?
It did not offend me, but I would just, because it is my account, I would prefer to keep that stuff separate.
Did you speak with any of the plaintiff's supervisors at your place of work?
I did not speak with any of the supervisors. Everything was done with colleagues that I was close to.
I understand. Mr. Welch, do you know for certain whether or not any of the defendant's statements made it to any of your supervisors?
I'm not aware of the supervisors, but I just gave the evidence, and those are my co-workers.
Your coworkers have no role, of course, in your promotion, correct?
Yeah, but everybody is close to each other because our office is a small place.
About how many people work there?
About 15 people in total.
Okay.
Mr. Welch, you abandoned the unit early. You
Yes.
still had several months left on your lease, correct?
Correct.
Did you pay Ms. Franklin for the months of rent that was due under the lease?
I'm not gonna lie, I did not.
So what makes you think that you could just get up and leave without continuing on the lease? You had a contractual agreement. Did you
Well,
not?
I was trying to talk to her about one of us moving out at that time before, but she refused to talk to me.
Were you uncomfortable living with her?
Yeah, it's hard to leave when you're a friend with the person, right? And then
Did she threaten you?
Physically not.
Did she bully you?
Yes, she did.
She bullied you.
Yes,
How did she bully you?
by doing all these things.
Ms. Franklin, what do you say to his statements that he was uncomfortable living with you?
Other than moving a few things around, I was completely civil, and I don't understand why he thinks that it's okay to move out and leave me with 3 extra months worth of rent without finding a replacement tenant. He was not in any danger from me.
You don't think that calling someone a tyrant, calling someone crazy, doing that in a work environment could make somebody uncomfortable to be in the same living space as you? Thank you, Ms. Franklin. Judge Kim?
This isn't the housewife of Santa Monica. It's an apartment, not a battlefield. Miss Franklin, do you have any regret? Any?
I don't understand why I should pretend to be civil with someone that I don't respect. But maybe I should have pretended to be fine so I'm not left with 3 months worth of rent extra, even though he's the one suing me. So yeah, maybe I should have pretended.
Would you do anything differently?
No.
No further question.
Okay. The court has no further questions. We're going to take a brief recess while the judges deliberate, and we'll come back to you with a verdict.
All rise.
Have you ever had a roommate, Judge
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
Where back in the old country?
Back in my country.
I had some weird college roommates, and it was, I got through it. These people had a different situation.
The takeaway that I have from this, the thing that really stands out to me here, that is really under my skin, is her lack of liberalism. To someone who I believe she views herself as a liberal, but she would not be willing to accept that this person can have a different political opinion. It's different than disagreeing with someone. You have a right to disagree, but she wanted to take literally everything away from the guy just for having a different opinion.
If we're living in a free society, you should be able to say what you want and talk freely and openly.
You know, Silicon Beach, most of the views are left-leaning, so whatever his viewpoints were, it was probably right-leaning views. That wasn't clear in any of the stuff that they provided to us.
He's not even from Silicon Beach. He sounded like he was more from Brighton Beach. He
That's
sounded
true.
like he was Russian.
That's true.
And you
Well,
would
I mean,
think,
I think they're more right-wing, generally speaking, Russian Americans
they
here.
do know one thing: you don't talk politics ever,
It's
right?
it's-
Because you end up in. He thought he was escaping Russia to come here to have a little
free
bit of
country.
freedom.
Yeah.
I can say what I want except politics, sex relation, intermarriage, job, humor. But weather, talk about weather all you like. In the workplace, there's obviously restrictions.
Right.
You can't say what you want.
Definitely.
They were out at a bar.
But the
It
thing-
was a work-ish function.
That's the thing. It's
They
kind of
were with
along the
coworkers,
lines.
you know.
That's the only thing that makes the fly in the ointment here. The thing that puts a twist on this is it was kind of a corporate thing also.
The views that they're expressing are contrary to his. Should he sit there quietly, or does he have the right to express his views?
Have you ever gotten in trouble talking about your politics? I don't know who
Oh,
you...
definitely.
Yeah.
With my very close girlfriend
Yeah.
over the phone.
Yeah.
We got big fight.
Over
Tell us what happened.
Yeah, tell us what happened.
Yeah, politics. her opinion is she is divorced, single, no kids. I'm married, 2 kids, and 5 grandkids. So
Different-
not just
different, yeah.
politics. There's a different view, you know.
Different worldview. You're different people.
Exactly.
You're entirely different
Different
people. Are we going to separate like they had in South Korea and North Korea? Are we going to have a national divorce?
No, that's not going to happen here. I
No,
think people
no.
are starting to wake up, and they're starting to see that we're just being divided. What I'm surprised at is we have in the United States we have so many adversaries outside of the United States that want to knock us off. I'm surprised why Americans haven't kind of rallied around that flag.
Well, you know, there's a lot of people that are saying that this divisiveness that we have right now in our country is by design, and it's by foreign influence through social media. And what it does is it creates this false sense of tribalism, which I think you take those two factors together, social media, which we have here, and tribalism, right? Then you're no longer looking at what people say, you're looking at what team they're on.
Identity.
He's team B, I'm team A. No matter what he says, we're going to be opposite each other. Then this experiment that's our country is going to fail.
These fights, they don't really need to exist half of the time.
Right.
Right? They don't really need to exist. These are phantom conflicts.
So the way that I look at this is I don't look at her shutting down his speech as an isolated event on its own. It's a snowball that gets rolled down the hill and then it eventually turns into an avalanche. And then you have political violence. And now we're seeing that rise again. That phone that we carry with us wherever we go, it's a gambling device. They keep your attention by feeding divisive information on your feed, right? That keeps you coming back. That's what's happened to Miss Franklin. She's a victim of that thing that's in her pocket, right? And so is he.
And it's not a phone, by the way.
So true.
We all have been used to calling it my phone. The thing you do least on it is make calls.
When we're looking at this case, something occurred to me. He's claiming that he felt so uncomfortable by her behavior that he moved out, and he moved out early. He's a big guy. She's a little girl.
Yeah.
Does that seem legitimate to
No,
you? His
obviously-
discomfort, or is he being
No.
overly
No,
sensitive?
he took an opportunity to bitch out on the lease. And you sign a lease, you hate somebody, you got to live with them.
Right.
Yep.
If you don't want to, that's fine. There are consequences, though.
Yeah, I'm not buying that story at all. I think like a lot of folks in her generation, misguided and thin-skinned.
So what are we deciding for, a death penalty?
I mean, I think in California that would be appropriate under these circumstances. So we do have claims of defamation, breach of the rental agreement, and I know where I come out on all these issues. Do you guys have a good idea of where you're coming out on these?
Kim?
Death penalty.
Death penalty.
For both of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
All around.
I think we're good to go. Yeah. Folks, we're not happy to be here and see the two of you, friends, roommates, colleagues, in this situation. And I can tell you, after careful deliberation, we have come to a verdict on all claims and counterclaims. Before we tell you the verdict, we're going to give you one last chance to informally resolve this dispute amongst the two of you. You'd see that I'm holding in my hand 2 envelopes. Inside of each of these envelopes is a card. On that card are written the words punish and forgive. The bailiff in a minute is going to escort the two of you to the courthouse jail. You're going to be in there for 5 minutes. During that 5 minutes, you're going to have an opportunity to discuss the case with each other. If you believe you made your case, then hey, you may want to have the other side punished. But if you think you did not make your case, then it's a good opportunity for you to ask for forgiveness. When you come back, I'm going to give each of you one of these cards. You're going to fill it out privately, and you're going to hand it to the bailiff. I want to remind you that we've already made up our minds regarding the case. Nothing you say in there is going to have any impact on our decision. You are in control of your fates when it comes to what happens with respect to a punishment at this point. The verdict is already decided. Do you understand?
Yes.
You do understand? Okay. Madam Bailiff, please escort the plaintiff and the defendant to the courthouse jail.
To this way, please.
Bless you.
You are now here at the moment of decision, the prisoner's dilemma, whether to choose punishment or forgiveness. This is your chance to address the other party directly and maybe convince them of your point in order to influence the punishment and the forgiveness for them and for you. So, Mr. Welch, what do you think about what she said in court?
None of what she says making sense to me. So I would say punish.
Why isn't it making sense to you? Don't you see what she's saying about feeling like she didn't want to be associated with your beliefs? What do you think about all of that?
As a citizen of this country, I truly believe that the free speech in this country should never be argued. I expressed my view clearly. I didn't offend anyone.
Well, you'll have your opportunity to speak with her now and maybe give her a piece of your mind, or maybe take a piece of hers as well. Okay, best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Franklin, welcome to the prisoner's dilemma, where you can make a choice now whether to punish or forgive the opposing party. And you also have an opportunity to speak with them. So I want to get a sense from you. What are your feelings right now after coming out of the courtroom?
I'm feeling pretty frustrated because he's continuing to perpetuate this idea that I created an unsafe living space.
Do you see what he's saying about sort of just voicing his opinions and how that shouldn't really cause him to have so much trouble at home and in the workplace?
I can understand where he's coming from, but I believe everything I've done is within my rights. I have been civil.
Well, he doesn't think so. He thinks you've been uncivil with the things that you did around the house that he views as petty, and uncivil equally at work. What do you say to that?
I don't think I should be here in the first place. If anything, he owes me compensation for the 3 months rent, and I feel frustrated that the court seems to be leaning one way.
Okay, all right. Thank you, good luck.
Please proceed to the jail cell. We'll see you in 5 minutes.
Don't you feel bad about what you did to me? You ruined my career.
I got that promotion because I also work hard.
We both know it's a lie.
You're completely undermining all of my work. You're saying I ruined your career?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Nobody talks to me.
Because of who you are. You think you're entitled to the love of your colleagues? You think you're entitled to that promotion? Who told you that you were gonna get that?
Well, everybody knew that.
I knew that. Everybody knows that. The colleagues that aren't talking to you. Not only that, I have to pay double the rent for 3 extra months. I can't afford that.
Oh, you absolutely can afford that with your new promotion.
Rent here is expensive, and now I have to pay double that to cover you who decided to leave for not a good enough reason.
That's bullshit.
I am not responsible for paying thousands of extra dollars for you to feel comfortable.
None of this should have happened just because I made a minor statement about my political view. You not only ruined our home life, but you ruined my career. Now I have to find a new job. There's no promotion.
You're saying I ruined everything for you?
Absolutely.
Everything I've done is within my rights. I'm allowed to
What
tell
are your
people
rights?
what they believe, and they agreed
Just
with
bitching
me.
behind my back?
They said they can see it. They can see it. They know you as well as you know you.
Yes, because you told them that.
With one statement?
That's only one screenshot I was able to take from our group chat. I don't even know what you've been talking about behind my back.
You have no proof of that. You have no proof of anything. Everything I have...
Why are you lying?
Why are you lying?
Your 5 minutes is up. Please proceed.
Welcome back, folks. Was the courthouse jail more comfortable than your apartment?
No.
Wasn't pleasant to be in there, was it?
No.
You will notice that the envelopes of fate are on your desk. Now you will have the opportunity to elect whether to punish or forgive the other side. Please make your selection privately and hand your envelope to the bailiff. Please proceed. While you were gone, the wheel of justice was brought into the courtroom. Upon the spin of this wheel, the punishment for your case will be determined. And one or both of you, since there are claims and counterclaims, will be subject to whatever punishment appears on that wheel. Do you understand? You understand, ma'am?
Yes.
Madam Court Reporter, would you kindly bring the wheel of justice front and center? Madam Court Reporter, please give it a nice spin. Madam Court Reporter, please announce the punishment.
Little Piggy.
Little Piggy, where the losing party will crawl through the mud. You will be dragged through the mud just like you have dragged each other through the mud in this courtroom today. Now I'm going to take a brief recess while we set up the punishment station. Folks, as you can see, the punishment station has been set up. Imminently, one of you or both of you will be suffering the punishment of Little Piggy. One or both of you will imminently be required to crawl through the mud. Before we get to that, I want to take a look at your envelopes of fate to see if either of you had any mercy on the other. Ms. Franklin, we're going to start with you. Even though you are accused of destroying this man's career, you have elected to punish him nonetheless. Mr. Welch, your turn. I'm not surprised. There was no love lost between the two of you. You had an opportunity to informally resolve this case to avoid this punishment, but you chose violence. You chose to punish the other side, which is a part of human nature. Now let's get to your claims. Ms. Franklin, I want to first start with your claim regarding the breach of the rental agreement. You are correct. The plaintiff did vacate the unit prior to the termination of the lease. He could have had a good defense if he said that it was entirely unreasonable for him to continue to cohabitate with you. I don't think he proved that case, however. You proved your claim. Your claim on the breach of the rental agreement is granted. Now, however, I want to turn to your claim regarding defamation. Ms. Franklin, you called the plaintiff tinfoil hat crazy and that he believed in insane conspiracy theories. You said that in a writing, you said that to your work colleagues, and the judges all agree that this statement was untrue. We've seen this gentleman in our courtroom. He does not appear crazy to us. That makes that statement false. And we believe that it did impact his career. His claim of defamation is granted against you. That means we have a split verdict, and since neither of you chose to have mercy on the other, both of you shall suffer the punishment of the little piggy. It is so ordered.
I don't accept this. So he gets his First Amendment right to say whatever he wants when it's his turn. But when
Ma'am, this
I
is
want to
not the
speak my
playground.
mind,
Please be quiet or I'll have the bailiff escort you out and drag you through the mud.
Mr. Welch, please step forward. You shall now, starting out on that end, crawl military style across the mud while oinking like a pig. Please proceed with your punishment. Shame, 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 shame. Well done, Mr. Welch. Ms. Franklin, it is now your turn. Please step forward. You shall crawl forward military style while oinking like a pig. Please proceed. Shame, 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 shame. Ms. Franklin, you too accepted your punishment. I hope you folks have learned something today, that it's better to not drag each other through the mud. This court is adjourned.